Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Sunday. I'm so sorry I'm late. I feel like a broken record by apologizing. If you know me, then you know that's the norm. Sorry. But yes, welcome back guys. We're gonna do the weekly readings, Aries through Pisces. In just a few minutes. I'm just gonna take 5-10 minutes and talk to you guys about what I've been experiencing this week and hear what all of you have been going through. Hey Carmen. Hey Lubu, what's up? Welcome back guys. Hey Shirley, hey Tamara. So yes, thank you for waiting for me. Thank you for being patient. um I'm going live a little bit earlier than I usually would today because it's a nice day out and I want to have the rest of the day, selfishly. So I thought, yep, since I was up, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to light some sage, and actually these are sage pods. They're pretty neat. I think they smell better than the actual, the regular sage, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, so it's been interesting out there, right, guys? Um, the energy is slowly shifting, and I talked about it on my other YouTube page as well a few days ago about what my thoughts are coming from a medical standpoint. As most of you know, I do work in the medical field, and so I'm seeing things firsthand that I think most people that are not in the medical field are not seeing. And unfortunately, when you're not well informed and it's not right in front of your face, it's easy to come up with a lot of BS, just to be quite honest with you, with a lot of assumptions, a lot of jumping to conclusions, a lot of fear-based thinking out there right now. And so I just want to encourage you all not to forget that at the end of the day, we're all connected, okay? So whether or not you have the same opinion with someone else, it's important that we stay aware of the fact that one, we're all entitled to the way that we think and the way that we feel. It's never okay to attack someone else's belief systems. Two, think what you want as long as you're protecting yourself and you're not harming anyone else, which is the key. But I will say, as someone who is more in the know, medically speaking, of what's going on, it is a bit irritating to see people who have no basis at all throw around opinions that are not even plausible. It does get a little frustrating, but you know what? You just can't let that irritate you guys. So respectfully keep scrolling, or uh, just kind of take it with a grain of salt, and move on, because I think the energy right now is very tense. Okay, and so people are being really petty towards each other, being more outspoken than they would be. A part of that is because a lot of people are stuck in their homes, and so they literally have nothing else to do. Um, or they're letting other people frustrate their energy. Okay, so I just feel like be respectful of each other, guys. It is counterproductive to do anything but that. All right. Um, so that's my encouragement to all of you, is to still treat one another with respect regardless. And that's the only way we're going to get through it anyways, okay? If someone has an opinion that really irritates you, just ignore it, you know? The truth will come out eventually anyways. But keep your vibes high, and if you want to put your time and energy into something productive, put it into things that you can control. Maybe get off the internet for a little bit if it's really irritating your energy, and go plant a garden or something. I don't know. But I have noticed an uptick in the tense energy. I've noticed that people, especially online, have been really petty towards one another. And most of it's coming from a place of fear, to be quite honest with you, which is understandable. And I think, too, you need to be able to discern realistic facts with your emotional state and know the difference, right? So if you read a factual statistic and you come away with that with a negative emotion or an immediate disdain, it's not the statistic that created that emotion in you, okay? That is something inside of you that created that emotion in you. So be aware that you're always responsible for your reactions. You're always responsible for how you come away with anything in life, honestly. So don't project that, okay? Because I see a lot of that too. So that's my speech for this morning, guys. I will leave it there and I won't talk any more about it because let's face it, we all need a break from talking about it. I mean, right? But be kind to one another. That's all I want to say. So let's go ahead and get started. Aries through Pisces. We have about 95 people in here, which is a good start. If you're new to me, welcome. And my page grew. I hit 6. Here's what's crazy. Why do I keep, what's going on? Okay, sorry. I couldn't get my words out for a minute. Okay, better now. My page hit 60,000 a week ago, and I'm already up over 2,000. So that's awesome. That's what's up, guys. That's a lot of page growth in a small amount of time. I do have a smaller page called And Now Deep Thoughts with Dana. I think I have 2,000 some subscribers over there. I don't do tarot over there, so it's not as popular as my tarot page because it's just random vlogs. But if you want to hear me talk or talk about the energy I'm feeling, you can certainly follow me over there as well. In addition to becoming a member for a small nominal fee, and I am going to do a members only video this week for you guys, as it's kind of my week off from doing the Zodiac sign monthly reads. So I'll get that to you. If you want to become a member, you have to hit the blue join button. It's a small fee monthly, and you can get additional videos you can't get anywhere else. So yeah. Well, happy birthday, Pro Tatum. So tough time to have a birthday right now. I feel bad for all my Aries. I really do. Aries. And Aries people generally, for the most part, love to rock out on their birthday. Okay, you're an extroverted sign in general. So I'm really sorry that some of you don't get to do that. But happy birthday to you if you are celebrating a birthday, and big hugs. That was my virtual hug. Anyways, yeah. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Aries, let's start with you. I thought there was something else I wanted to talk about, but my ADD brain has already lost track of whatever it was I was going to talk about. Oh well. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So the cards that stuck out to me today, and I don't know what these are, the Santa Marta cards. For some reason, they kind of stuck out to me. So I'm going to use those, as well as the new cards that Shaylee got me. Thank you, girl. And what else stuck out to me? These, the Angel Tarot. So that's what I'm going to use today. Y'all. And I'm going to do quick, simple readings. For the in-depths, you can check out the monthlies. And the mid-months will come out in about a week. A little over a week. Okay, I try to space them out 2 weeks. Okay. So I want to wish that everyone has positive energy this upcoming week and that we get messages that are in your highest good. And blessings to you. Let's get started. Aries. Okay, Aries, really? You got the whole deck out. So this is what came out. You have Inspiration, which is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Eight of Pentacles, which talks about dedication, and Four of Pentacles, which talks about indifference. So it might be a little bit of an up and down roller coaster this week for you, Aries. I know you don't really want to hear that, but I feel like there's moments in time, Aries, where you may feel like a lack of inspiration, like a lack of energy, or just, I guess, why? I mean, I don't know, like, what would be the purpose of putting my time and energy? You know, it's kind of this feeling of like, it doesn't really matter, you know, what I do. It's just a very, if I could describe this energy in one word, it would be meh. You know, I don't know how else to represent that for you, but it's just like, yeah, whatever. Now, the good news is I see that you're going to work through the energy regardless, okay? Or at least that's what you're being encouraged to do. This is saying don't let go of your dedication. If you put work into yourself or work into your goals or whatever this is for you, even though you may feel a lack of drive this week, it's saying to stay dedicated to yourself, all right? You're in charge with how you choose to channel this energy. I think there's also a piece of you that, I don't know, is honing into the energy I spoke about earlier, about not letting yourself get riled up by other people. You know, that I felt a tense energy for the collective this week, or at least coming into this week. And I feel like you kind of pulling away from that a little bit and just kind of making yourself indifferent to it. And or that will help you get through this week by doing that, okay? So let's go a bit further. Woo! Oh yeah, there it is. I had a card fly behind the camera, so hold on just 1 second. This is a shorts outfit, by the way. Do you guys like it? I wasn't really sure. It's a little Aztec-y. I don't know. But it's comfortable. Back to you, Aries. Sorry. You know how I am, Aries. All over the place. Okay, so this is exactly what I was talking about. It's almost the same message in a different way. So you have the Six of Wands here, and the Four of Cups, and the Devil. So it's like, you don't want to follow the crowd, Aries, you know? And I think that, yeah, there's a piece of you that's a bit indifferent, but there's also a piece of you that is emotionally disappointed in a person or a situation. All right, there's a lack, what I'm getting is a lack of feeling like you can do anything that matters, or like that you feel like it won't matter, so why try? Like, I keep getting that message over and over again. But here's what I want you to know about that thinking. That's stinking thinking, okay? That's the devil energy. That's making you feel that hopeless almost, or that's the energy around you. And it's an illusion, okay? So you absolutely have things to continue to work on here within yourself, and you need to stay dedicated to that. And it'll help pull you out of this energy, okay? So if you're feeling a lack of passion, this is saying, it's not that it's not okay to feel that, it's just you can't live there, okay? You can't dwell there. You need to break out of that energy here, okay? Some of you, if you have a birthday this week, it's the simple fact that you feel that you can't really celebrate it the way that you want to. You know, can't blame you there, Aries. So let's see. Six of Wands, Ten of Swords, yeah. It's the Devil. Woo, Aries. There's no way I'm taking all those cards. Five of Swords, yes. You take note of them. Okay, so Aries. Yeah. So there's two different ways you could channel the energy this week, Aries. Your choice, how you want to go about it. You know, I see some of you may be very tempted into going into the negative energy because you feel like things aren't working the way that you want them to. Okay, so if that's the week you're going to have, then let's just make it this week and don't take it out of this week, all right? Meaning, like, don't dwell on this energy. But I feel a strong pull towards that. The Ten of Swords is here. So this is saying, you know, there is something coming out of what you think something is ending. All right. So this is a representation of the butterfly, right? And so it's the ending of things as you know it. Mm-hmm. An ending of the way of thinking as well. And then Five of Swords is like, do not draw conflict to you. The other thing is if you have conflict-ridden energy drawn towards you, Aries, I feel like your advice is to be indifferent towards it. Recognize that it's not personal to you. It's personal to the person that's trying to bring you the conflict, okay? Whether they see it that way or not, you need to understand it that way. All right, so it's like, don't entertain the devil over here, okay? Because it's not going to bode well for you. Now, that's the general energies I'm feeling. It's pretty intense. But it's short-term energy. Some of you could have someone that you're dealing with that's very toxic, that you've become indifferent to. They create conflict, or like the way that they try to get into your energy is to, you know, kind of bite at you or push your buttons. This is saying to absolutely ignore that person this week if they come into your energy. You may be sad that this person keeps behaving this way for some of you because you want an end to that behavior, all right? It's hard, like, when we love someone and they won't quit doing the same toxic shit that they've always done. It hurts because if you genuinely care about someone, you want them to be their better self. But you also know you have to disconnect if they're not going to be that way, because there's no point. That's what it is. If you're dealing with someone else, that's what it is. It's like a disappointment that this person isn't changing or doesn't see their impact. And it makes you feel like, I don't want to put any work into that situation anymore. You've lost your spark for that situation, that person, at least this week. I just got my ring stuck in my hair. All right, so, you know, yep. Could be dealing with, like I said, Capricorn, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or another fire sign such as yourself. But these are general readings, guys. It could be any zodiac sign. Maybe I'm like Pippi Longstocking right now. My braids. You guys remember Pippi Longstocking? Or am I showing my age right now? I don't know. Braids are so simple and easy to do, especially if you're on a time crunch like I was this morning. Okay, Taurus. All right, Taurus. Taurus, you have the devil here. Well, some of you could be dealing with Aries. obviously, or a Capricorn, or have that in your chart. I actually like the devil in this deck because it's talking about being freed from it, being freed from anything that you felt was restrictive to you, any illusions you had about being obligated where you weren't obligated. That'll be lifted this week, or at least you'll be empowered to gain your freedom from that. And there's progress here, so I like that for you, Taurus. And then the Five of Cups, okay? So similar to Aries, you know, you could have a bit of up and downs this week. I feel like overall there's a lot of progress being made here. Some of you feel like you done been freed from the devil, okay? So that's just a few of you, especially if you're dealing with Capricorn. But for the rest of you, I think that what you're trying to make progress with is getting out of the Five of Cups energy, or, you know, there may be melancholy moments this upcoming week where you feel like you're making progress and then you're going backwards a little bit, and you want to be freed, I think, from that cyclic type of energy here. All right. So let's see. Two of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. Oh, I see. Knight of Swords. Nine of Wands. Four of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. So, Taurus, if you want to get out of the loop, the cycle that you keep going through, then you need to let go the person from the past. And this is, you know, this is a very strong message, so it's going to apply to a lot of you. If it's not a person, it's emotions that you've held on to that are stemming from the past. Either way, that's what's blocking you, point blank, period. And some of you may feel that you have already asserted your freedom in that situation, but on an emotional level, it's still there, or it's going to be brought up this week. And it's part of being a fixed sign, okay? As a fixed sign, you don't easily let go, right, Taurus? And I'm totally right there with you. I'm also a fixed sign. I get it. It sucks. But, you know, it's like the sense of feeling hung out to dry. Some of you may feel that way, or this person. Now, there is progress being made in you asserting your independence this week, and karma, but I feel it in a good way. Okay, so karmically speaking, this energy is pushing you forward, and there's progress here, whether you see it or not. There is a soulmate energy here paired with the Devil card. I don't really know how to feel about that. If it is a Capricorn, you feel they're a soulmate for sure. For others of you, you might want to be freed again from a relationship that was a very strong connection that I feel is from your past, that someone is holding on to. You know, it's like swallow your pride and cut your losses. Some of you may get communication in regards to that situation this week, and it halts your progress and it pulls you back into the past energy, only to be hung out to dry again. Caution with that. You may not want to return that text. If you got somebody from the past that has created like a toxic cycle in your life and they're reaching out to you, you may want to think twice before responding, because in a way, it's going to leave you hanging out to dry again. Hate to say that. Or vice versa, Taurus, you could be doing this to someone else. Don't forget the energy can be interchangeable, right? For others of you that don't have a past person, there is a strong soulmate connection here. But there's issues with communication in the way that you understand love, or in the way that you communicate it. I sense, Taurus, you're more in this energy of self this upcoming week, focusing on yourself. Some of you are focused on work. You're still working. you know? And this kind of emotional energy might be put into the back burner, right? You may be like kind of taking that emotional energy and shoving it in your back pocket for later. But trust me, it'll be there. It will be there later. Blah, blah. I can't talk. You know, anytime we have a strong emotion and we push it to the side like that, it always comes back because we haven't dealt with it, you know, or processed it or taken the time to think it through. That's why it comes back in whatever form that is. So you can definitely put this to the side this week, but then I feel like the energy will perpetuate into next week as well. Or it'll be back again. I know you don't want to hear that, but it's your choice. So you could be dealing with Capricorn, obviously. But it could be Aries. Could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But again, I have all the elements out, so don't get too caught up on that. Okay? Okay. Who's next? Gemini. Gemini. Oh, Gemini. Okay, yeah, 3 cards come out. So you have the 9 of Cups, which is blessings, Page of Swords, which talks about gossip, and the 6 of Swords, which talks about a resolution here. Okay. So this upcoming week, you know, some of you may be really wanting something to be resolute or have a resolution that you can move forward with. The unfortunate thing here, Gemini, is that the Page of Swords is in the middle of this energy. The Page of Swords is a bit of an untrusting vibe, okay? So that could be you, you know, not being very trusting in the energy, or that could be someone you literally can't and should not trust this week. And that could get in the way of the blessings. But this is also reading too far into things, okay? The Page of Swords is someone who lacks the full truth or lacks the full information, and therefore they make decisions off of assumptions. And you know what assumptions do? You know, they make an ass out of you and me, assume, right? So don't jump to any conclusions or assumptions this week without having the full truth of what you need to know, okay? So that's the caution. But like I said, I see good energy here. I see resolutions. I see moving forward. I see blessings as well, right? So you have the Lovers, the World, the Tower, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and then the 10 of Swords, no, 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands. Okay. So, Gemini, this is your energy, so I like that. You know, this is also carefully weighing out things, carefully analyzing, really paying attention to your emotions and your words, okay? I think this is trying to figure out if something is worth putting your emotional energy into or not for some of you. I think that you're really, really analytical this week, and or you need to be. But just be careful that you're not like missing the bigger picture here, because I do see the World card. This is a very interesting depiction of the world. It speaks of seeing things from a bird's eye point of view, okay? So I feel that you need to keep the bigger picture in mind as to where your energy is headed, okay? And this is asking you to actually take the collective into mind before you're taking yourself into mind this week. And I don't really know why that is, but it's a collective energy. It's like seeing things as it connects to and relates to everything else in your external reality. This is a really high level message, okay? So some of you are going to understand that, some of you won't. Because I think it's easy to get boggled down in the details, to let your mind play tricks on you this week, okay? And that would be a never-ending loop right there. And so I think that you're kind of all over the place, Gemini. I don't know how. It's like, you know, do you have ADD this week, Gemini? I don't know. But I feel that your energy is really scattered, okay? It's like seeing the brighter side of things, putting yourself out there, and then not being trusting, kind of warding off, then looking at the collective energy and how is this going to affect everyone else. And then your mind is playing tricks on you, okay? It's going back and forth and back and forth. And I cannot put into words like how I'm feeling or what I'm seeing. But it's almost like someone pacing a room like this. Your mind might be doing that. There's so much emotion here, but there's also so much confusion, or like feeling a sense of heaviness, and that's like going all around in your mind. And yeah, so that's why I felt like it would not be advised to make major moves this week, because you're not in a stable enough place, I feel, to be able to do that without having a tower moment. When the energy is unstable like that, or when we can't make our mind up, or when we're high and then we're low and then we're high and then we're low, it's not a stable foundation. So if you try to build something on that energy, it will come crashing down, okay? And so I think just like maybe take a chill pill this week, you know, I don't know. Count your blessings. Stay focused on yourself. Weigh out carefully your decisions this week. Understand the bigger picture. All right? Because the good news is there is going to be a resolution here. All right? But you need to get your mind right first before you can move forward into the 10 of Cups. Because if you don't, you're not going to get the 10 of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment. You're going to get the 10 of Wands, which is burdens and setbacks. So you better check yourself before you wreck yourself, Gemini, okay? And I'm a Gemini rising, so touche. I shall do the same. Yeah. Now, if you're dealing with specifically Gemini, another Gemini, water, Scorpio, there might be some resolution to that energy this upcoming week, which makes you happy, but at the same time, it makes you a little iffy. I don't know how else to say that. Like things are resolute with it, with whoever you're dealing with. It doesn't have to be those zodiac signs, but those are the ones I see. Like you may have a resolution here, but at the same time, you kind of don't trust it. Or it's like the moment you feel happy is the same moment you also feel a little bit overwhelmed. And is that truly a resolution? I don't know. All right. So, like I said, I see highlighted Gemini energy, which could be yours or someone you're dealing with, Scorpio energy, water, Cancer, Pisces, can be air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Those are the predominant zodiac signs, but I do have fire here as well as earth, so I have all of the elements, you know. Good luck, Gemini. I'm hearing the Lord's Prayer in my mind, which is really bizarre because I'm not, this is personal to me and I don't usually share it. I'm not affiliated with any organized religions. I'm a spiritual person, but I am hearing the Lord's Prayer in my mind. So literally what I heard is, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, hallowed be my name. So I don't know if some of you maybe are participating in some prayers, which is not a bad thing right now. I just wanted, I don't know why I just felt that, I don't know why it popped into my head, so I'm sharing it with you in case that, in case someone has been saying that, or thy kingdom come, thy will be done. That's what I heard. So that could resonate with any of you. It doesn't have to be a Gemini. So, yeah. It is Sunday, so there could be a lot of prayers going on, which I respect all beliefs, even though I don't practice all beliefs. I think as long as you have something that gives you hope, then I support you in that. Is it Palm Sunday? I didn't know that, see, because I don't really follow that kind of stuff. All right. That was bizarre. I can't say that's ever happened to me before. So, yeah, right. I don't mean to take a pause, but I'm also trying to think about, I'm trying to think what the rest of the words are, and I'm going to have to think deeper about that later. All right. Maybe I'll come back to it and make a video on it on my other page later. So, okay, Cancer. Cancer energy. The Tower, which talks about enlightenment in this deck. So not as scary as like the traditional Tower would be. Then 8 of Cups, then Justice here. Okay, so I'm sorry, that just really threw me off. I'm sorry, Cancer. Just give me a moment here. That really threw me off. Because now my brain wants to keep thinking it through. Okay, I'm going to move on. All right. So, Cancer, there is enlightenment coming for you this week. Now, there may be some surprises as well, okay? And it's followed by departure. That could mean a lot of different things, but I'm going to choose to read it this way. I think that you may come to some realizations this week that the way you were thinking about things was an illusion or not correct, and needing to leave that way of thinking. Honestly, this is saying things are going to be balanced out by the end of the week. There's justice here. You need to keep your integrity, okay, about you this week in order to maintain your balance, all right? Because the Tower can be a little bit of a confusing energy, to say the very least. It's when things feel out of our control. And as human beings, we don't like that. We don't like the idea that things are out of our control, that, it creates fear. But the truth is, we're never ever in control to begin with, right? It's an illusion. Some of you are coming to that realization, okay? But it might feel a little bit unnerving, this energy, to begin the week. I do see it evening out towards the end of the week. So yes, major enlightenment coming through. Holy crap. And then King of Wands. Okay. Some of you are becoming extremely aware of pain points in your life or people in your life that you need to remove yourself from, or like walk away from. All right. And this could be coming about, this realization could be coming about because the energy is so unstable. It's showing your true colors, showing their true colors, etc. You know, the Tower can bring out all different kinds of reactions and emotions. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, the Magician. The High Priestess. Then you have the Five of Wands, the Hermit. So I just feel that Cancer, look at this depiction here. This Tower literally says on it, enlightenment. Okay. Then you get the Ace of Swords. What's that look like to you? That's enlightenment, right? 10 of Pentacles. This is being at the top of your game. So when it comes to the foundations in your life, and it could be literally foundations built in relationships and family dynamics and career, or it could be fundamental foundational belief systems that you've held up until this point. That's going to somehow change or shift this upcoming week, okay? And it could be in one area of your life, or it could sweep across the entire paradigm, like I just said. But it's bringing with it a newfound truth and a new enlightenment, okay? And I don't see this as a bad thing. You know, it's all in perception, right? Now, I think that there's a self-righteousness here that needs to be walked away from. All right, particularly if you're a man, like a Cancer male. But it can be male or female energy. Some of you could be dealing with someone that's quite self-righteous, you know, and thinks that they always know it all, or that they, you know, I don't know. It's kind of an egotistical energy. That needs to be left alone this week, whether it's you or you're dealing with someone like that. The ego, when left uncontrolled or unawake to the fact that it is also a spiritual being, can be quite dangerous. Because the ego seeks to be right, even when presented with evidence that it's not right. You know, we see this in a lot of prominent figures in today's world, that the evidence clearly shows that that's not the truth. But their ego says, well, I can't look a fool, so, and I don't care if it hurts anyone else, I'm going to go with my original stance. That's this energy. That shit's got to stop. Okay, and that could be, like I said, you or someone you're dealing with. And again, that's like super specific. So it's like an ego-based mentality here. And it could be with the collective, and you're just kind of watching it happen. You're watching it crumble, right? Or it could be within yourself. Okay, or in your intimate surroundings, right? Either way, there's balance here. The High Priestess is someone who is looking further into things, but also has a good connection with their spiritual self. It is the opposite of the energy I just spoke about. But there's conflict here. So here's my advice to you, Cancer. Maintain your integrity this week, okay? Because I think if you are being challenged with this energy, it could be really, really easy to feed into that versus to take the higher road. But I think you can only be irritated by someone's ego if you're also in your ego. Because if you're in your spiritual self, you see right through how silly this person is being. And there's no need to be irritated. In fact, you should wish them well so that they can be connected again. But I feel some of you may be drawn to go into conflict. You know, but I think no. Get some rest. you know, look a little bit further into it, beyond the surface level, because there's a lot of enlightenment coming your way. A lot. Yeah, that was a very... I'm not getting any other messages. Thank you for the $1.99, Maureen. I'm sorry if that doesn't resonate with some of you, but that's the only message I'm getting, point blank, period. So I guess let the week pass and see how that resonates with you. Usually I can get a few different messages, but that's it. All right, so that's you could be dealing with a Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Libra, Virgo, Cancer, Pisces, Aquarius. All right, so give me 1 second. I have allergies and I need a tissue. Hold on, guys. Okay. And I'm back. Okay. Cancer, that was your message. Let me know. I know, it's allergy season, and like where I'm at, it's warm already, so everything's like in full bloom, and it's not the best time for allergy season. Can I just say that? Like, what's up with that? Leo. Page of Swords. Which talks about gossip. The Queen of Cups, which is sensitivity. Ooh. Flip. Hey, Carmen Martinez. Thank you for purchasing a membership. Appreciate you. And then the Hanged Man. So, sorry. I know, like, okay, I'll go back to it later. After I'm done. Leo. Page of Swords, sensitivity, the Hanged Man, which is the angel of prophecy, okay? So, I feel like, Leo, to begin the week, there's this untrusting nature here, okay? But I do feel like you're going to be very hypersensitive this week, especially if you're a female Leo, but it can be male or female. It's like needing to see things from a different perspective here, all right? The Hanged Man is someone who's taking a pause to see things from someone else's point of view. Thank you for the $10, Carmen. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Yes, this is taking time out to see things from another perspective. It may be that you're taking time out to see something from another person's perspective, or someone is seeing you in a different perspective, because it can be interchangeable. It's more of an empathic approach, a more sensitive approach than it was in the past energy, which was more of a gossipy, not trusting, kind of bullshit energy. Sorry, I don't know how else to say it, but that's what I feel. So let's see. What's the Page of Swords? Oh. The Page of Swords is you, the Strength card. What's the Queen of Cups? Oh, I can't talk today. Queen of Cups is the Page of Wands, and then the Four of Wands. Okay. Oh, no. Then Two of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to show you the depictions here in a minute. Thank you for the $4.99, Amy. Appreciate you, girl. The Empress. Ooh. And the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is out twice. Okay, so that's what I was getting ready to say. Leo, this whole week, regardless of how this resonates, is going to be about seeing something or someone from a different perspective. Okay, and anytime we could put ourselves outside of ourselves and be objective in the way that we see someone or try to put ourselves in their shoes is a major sign of spiritual growth. Major sign. So, I mean, slow clap for Leo. Like, yes. You know, this is taking someone else's point of view into an empathetic perspective. Right? So that's what you're being encouraged to do, or you will be doing this upcoming week. That's what the energy is here for. And let me show you this depiction. This is Leo energy, the Two of Pentacles. You see how they're seeing into each other? So this is two different perspectives here, okay? And the Queen of Cups was the Page of Wands and the Empress. This is being sensitive to other people and how they may be feeling, but at the same time, not being intimidated by that, you know? So if someone is sharing maybe a thought or emotion or a belief that you don't necessarily agree with, this is taking the stance of being unbothered by that, understanding that it's okay for someone else to have a different perspective than you. All right? Or this is like the spiritual, I guess, emotional growth journey that Leo is on right now in general. So it's playing out this week by you being presented with what seems an opposing or just a very different energy than yours, to see how you're going to react to that. You know, life always presents us challenges as opportunities to change the way that we think or feel. You know. So free will, though, too, because you could totally be untrusting, totally try to over dominate the situation, lack the ability to see it from another person's point of view, and then you halt your own progress here. But I actually see it more of the positive, okay? And then the Hanged Man is Four of Wands and the Hanged Man again. So, you know, the Four of Wands in this energy is very stable. You know, very open, welcoming to other people's perspectives. And that's what we need more of in the world, Leo. We need people who are not afraid to hear other people's perspectives. That's one of the major barriers for us as a human race. And I don't mean to get all like high energy level on you, but I feel like a lot of you are going to experience that emotion this week. And it may play out on a more mundane scale where it's just you're coming into contact with someone that challenges that in you. For others of you, it's on a more collective energy where you feel collectively you're being challenged in that area. And Leo, you're not necessarily a quiet sign. Leo, you have an opinion and you're generally not afraid to share it. You know, you're not a timid sign unless maybe you have like a water sign moon. You know, so this is a different kind of energy that you're pulling into you. And I like it. I really do. I think this might be more applicable if you're a female Leo. But again, it can be male or female, and male Leos, it can be more so if you have water sign in your water in your chart. But it's a much more stable energy, Leo, and there's new opportunities coming in on an emotional level, okay, that you need to be sensitive towards in order to grow it, right? Because also this week is going to require patience. Also, not your strongest suit as a fire sign. And I say that with love. I say that with love. You know, I got a lot of fire signs in my life, and as you guys know, I'm very connected to Leo. So, patience. Also, there is an energy here about not getting caught up in like gossipy bullshit energy. All right. There's nothing productive that ever comes out of gossip. You know, so don't surround yourself with people who all they want to talk about is other people. Surround yourself with people who want to talk about something bigger than that, and you'll pull that energy in towards you. Could be dealing with another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. That's what I have. Possibly Taurus. Okay. You're what, a Leo sun, Cancer rising? My husband is a Leo sun, Cancer moon. And I think it evens him out a lot. A lot, actually. So he's not like he's not like some other, like if you're a Leo sun and you have a fire moon or rising or air moon and rising, you tend to be a lot more bam, you know, a lot less filtered than if you have like a water or earth to kind of balance it out. But either way, I love all my Leos, so. So, yeah. Virgo. Virgo, Ace of Wands in the upright. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune, which is destiny. And the Ten of Swords, which is endings. That's an interesting vibe. So, there's a new spark of inspiration here, okay? And karmically speaking, there will be some endings this upcoming week, all right? And I don't feel like these are like painful endings. I feel like these are old pains that you need to get rid of to begin with, all right? And I don't usually get that out of the Ten of Swords, but I feel it's more of like old hurt energy. Yeah. So let's see. You have the Fool over the Ace of Wands, the Six of Wands over the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Swords over the Ten of Swords. Then you have the Three of Wands. The Knight of Cups. Too many cards. Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Okie dokie, pokey. All right, so Virgo. Here you have the Ace of Wands, the Fool. Then the Three of Wands. So there's definitely an inspiration to make some progress here, all right? The beginning of the week's got you a bit fired up. Be careful because that can be a very temperamental energy as well, Virgo. But this is about, exploration of new ideas, I feel. All right. And, I never noticed this before. It says patience is a virtue. I've never seen that in the card before. Patience is a virtue. Maybe that's something you're practicing this week, or, yeah, that's a weird message. So let's see, Wheel of Fortune, Six of Wands, Knight of Cups. So, Virgo, karmically speaking, you're overcoming a lot, all right, emotionally. That you're making all of this progress and you're kind of climbing the ladder, so to speak. Whether some of you, it's quite literally in career, but it's like climbing the ladder of evolution or something. You know, this is breaking free of old ways of thinking. And for some reason, the virtue of patience will be important for you. Now, even though Virgo, you're an earth sign, I would say you're one of the most impatient zodiac signs. You know, not saying you're more impatient than our fellow fire signs, but I would say that Virgo can be quite impatient in, you know, at times, even though you're earth. So I do feel that energy here. There's movement forward, and karmically speaking, like I said, things are opening up to you. You're overcoming, you know, past issues with impatience. And I don't know why I keep getting that energy. It's like not some of you have really struggled with impatience. Or you have a person in your life that has tested your damn patience. Okay, but at the same way, it's also broke you open to a new way of thinking or a different perspective. This is being able to overcome that, though, and to move forward emotionally. Let bygones be bygones, or put something to rest here this week. Even though you're not even really certain how you feel, or it's just like choosing to put your time and energy and focus onto building others up or building yourself up, rather than go in this unending loop of just creating turmoil, you know, or yeah, allowing that to reoccur in your life. And like the other zodiac signs, that is literally the only message that I'm getting. Like, yeah. So I hate to keep it short and sweet with you, Virgo, but that's what I'm seeing here. To me, the Ten of Swords can also be conflict resolution. That may be an important highlight of this week. There's an issue of not being able to see something from someone else's perspective, whether that's you or the person you're dealing with. But likely when we have issues of someone not seeing our perspective, it's because we are also not seeing their perspective. So usually it's a double-edged sword, right? So it's funny when you hear people complain like, they don't understand me at all, because essentially what you're saying is you don't understand them at all either. Same, you know? So people don't see the ironic piece of that statement, right? Because it has to be a two-way street, you know? So instead, you should change your frame of thinking to be like, I can see it, you know, from their point of view, and I want to help them understand it from mine. That's more of a helpful way to, I guess, go about it. But yes, could be dealing with Aries, Scorpio, Air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Pisces, Cancer, Leo, Sag are the dominant zodiac signs I'm seeing, but it can be any zodiac sign. So, let's see, Libra. Libra. How am I doing on time? An hour. We're getting there. All right. Libra is the Three of Wands, which is preparation, and the Seven of Pentacles, which is vision, and the Two of Swords. So these all came up in Virgo's reading as well, but a different deck. So you could be dealing with Virgo for some of you. But this is saying, you know, there's some uncertainty here about moving forward with a certain vision or a certain way of thinking here. It's like a sense of not really knowing where to put your time and energy during this upcoming week. It's like preparing for something, but you don't even know what you're preparing for, so you don't know how to prepare. That type of vibe. Some of you may feel uncertain period within the energy this week, but still trying to hold on to your vision of what you believe to be true for you, or trying to hold on to something that you put time and energy into and not letting go of that this upcoming week. So Three of Wands is the Ace of Swords, vision, Seven of Pentacles is the Queen of Cups, and then Six of Wands. It's another repeating card here. So Libra, yeah, Two of Swords, the Tower, the Nine of Wands, the Devil, what are you hiding here? Or what's being hidden from you? Because that will become evidently clear. All right? Because there's something here that makes you question your own inner truth. You know? And that's kind of presenting you some challenges this upcoming week. It's like, I know what I know, but I'm being told that, like, I'm invalidated in that. And feeling uncertain in that. But honestly, Libra, if you think about it, if it was your genuine truth, there's no way someone could invalidate that other than you. So by questioning yourself, you are essentially invalidating your own truth because you're questioning your own truth, and you're perceiving as someone, as it being external to you, like someone is questioning you. The only way you could falter on that is if maybe you also somehow questioned yourself as well. You know, and I hope that's making sense to you. I don't know how to break it down into like a mundane level message, but we do this all the time, right? We could be very certain of ourselves and somebody be like, well, are you really that good at it? And then you're like, oh my God, am I that good at it? Maybe I should stop doing it. You know, now, was it that person that made you not good at it, or was it the fact that you allowed them to convince you of that? And if they were that easily able to change your mind, were you really that set on it in the first place? Like that type of vibes. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost wishy-washy energy there. All right, so that could be highlighted this upcoming week, where you need to assert your truth, and where, like, if someone can make you question things, then maybe you need to dive deeper, because maybe you don't really know where you stand on that, or you don't really, there's some insecurities there that have to be vetted out, you know? Because I feel like emotionally, your vision is all over the place. Okay, so this is your emotions. And this is the Tower. Okay. So if you're, you know, this is feeling confused emotionally about whether you're seeing things accurately. Then the Two of Swords, Six of Wands, Nine of Wands, the Devil. This is self-doubt. Oh my gosh, Libra. Some of you felt or feel that you've overcome a lot of self-doubt, but then it might it might come back around in the energy this week to show you where there's still yet to be growth, where there's still some underlying insecurities that are being brought to the surface. That could be brought to the surface just simply on an emotional level. For it could come out of the blue. For others of you, it's going to be in response to a person or event where you felt very confident, and then it makes you question yourself. Like, you could have a person in your energy that the way they keep you stuck is to always make you question yourself, and that's an illusion. If you think that someone can do that to you, no one can make you feel anything. They can trigger issues inside of you that feel something, but you're always responsible for your how you react. But I just feel a sense of emotional confusion here, like games being played on an emotional level that's distracting you from your vision, distracting you from your progress. I guess you can only let it distract you if you allow it to. Now, some of you are going to recognize that pretty early on and not feed it. So you'll cut communication, you'll cut yourself from that situation, and it's so that you can emotionally kind of explore how you're feeling, and then maybe when you're feeling less uncertainty, come forward in the energy. But this is kind of like a cyclic type of vibe here. Meaning, like, this could be someone you go in cycles with, if it's a person you're dealing with. Man, didn't I tell y'all at the beginning of the reading that collectively I feel a lot of tension boiling up this upcoming week. So that's what I have for you, Libra. I was going to get one more card. Oh, there you are, the Lady of Justice. I wanted to see what the Devil was, the King of Pentacles. So this is you getting your balance over that situation. To, like, be careful about wanting to feel justified as well. Okay? Because I get a sense of that. Or someone feels justified here. Very stubborn energy. All right. So could be dealing with Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Aries, Leo, Sag, Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Could be Pisces, Cancer. I'm doing pretty good on time. Sorry I haven't read your messages. I haven't really had... If I get stuck in reading the messages, then I get like way behind. But I do read them. I do read them after I'm done going live. Okay. Scorpio. Scorpio. You keep having a card flip and then it goes back. So you have the Two of Wands, really? Okay. You got 4 cards. All right. 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, Ace of Wands. Has a whole lot of fire energy for a water sign. You know what I'm saying? Watch your temper this week because it might cause some challenges for you. There's progress, but there's not progress. And this is similar to Aries, and Gemini also had this energy of, like, up and down and up and down. So you may be very temperamental this week, Scorpio, especially if you have fire in your chart. but it's like kind of going back and forth between making progress in your energy and then coming up against challenges or challenging people, challenging energy, or you're being challenging, and likely both, because the only way you attract conflict and challenge to you is if somehow you have also put that out, whether consciously or subconsciously. But we often don't attract energy like that unless we're somehow also involved in it. So be aware of your part, okay? And then you go into like a more inspirational type of vibe. So you see what I'm saying? Like there's progress, and then there's a bit of like back and forth here, then there's some challenges presented, and then there is like feeling inspired to start over again or try again. All right, so let's see. Wow, so you have the 10 of Cups, the 10 of the 10 of Wands, the Lovers, the 7 of Wands, the High Priestess. So you have 2 completions here, Scorpio, coming up this week. All right. Then the 3 of Wands, King of Swords, the Moon. So, Scorpio. I don't know how else to put this to you. Don't get in your own way this week, all right? Because I feel like it'll put a real damper on your parade, okay? Now, there's progress here being made, and what is the progress in? Well, it's the 10 of Cups, the High Priestess. So this is finding emotional fulfillment in things that intrigue your mind, okay? So you may be very much diving into things that you find interesting or appealing, or people that you find interesting or appealing, and kind of doing your research, so to speak, right? Now, then it goes into the 10 of Pentacles, where the energy gets a bit heavy here with the 10 of Wands and the King of Swords. So this is taking knowledge and kind of somehow letting it fuel ego, which is not the correct way to, I guess, go about it. And it's a bit of a challenging energy for me to even describe to you. It's like, when someone gets like a little bit of information and then they automatically think they're the expert on it because they got like a little bit of information, but they don't know what they're talking about. That's could be your energy, Scorpio. But it could also be someone you're dealing with, right? But there again, if it's someone you're dealing with and you're pulling them into your energy, it's likely because you are also emanating the same exact energy. And I think that gets missed by people a lot, right? So like you can have somebody in your environment that's like thinks they know it all, and so your response to them is to tell them that they don't know shit, because you know it all. But at the same respect, it's like you are doing the exact same thing that annoyed you about the person you were dealing with. It's called the right fight. And we all kind of get sucked into these circumstances. I've been sucked into them before too, where it's just like both want to be right, but both don't see that neither really has all of the information to begin with, or it's not a peaceful energy. It doesn't result in anything but conflict, honestly. So you can choose to participate in that this week, but it'll be a waste of your time and energy. It'll be a drain on that. Or you could choose to shift the focus. And if you shift the focus, then you get the Lovers and the 3 of Wands, which is making the decision just to move forward, Stay focused on what makes you feel inspired. Some of you may be out in nature this week or getting in touch with nature and just kind of isolating here a bit and getting in tune with your emotions, but also understanding that you're only ever projecting your internal emotions out into the world to be reflected back to you. You see, this person is looking into a mirror, right? So once you understand that your emotional reactions are your responsibility and your responsibility alone, then it becomes easy to know when to walk away. If you haven't recognized that and you feel like you must force someone to hear your point or to make your point, then you're going to keep creating conflict, and it's going to come back around and back around and back around in different people, different circumstances. It'll be a never-ending bullshit cycle that you will gain nothing from, except maybe high blood pressure. I don't know. Because there's nothing of value to be gained in that, Scorpio. So this week, I think you're going to entertain that a little bit, you know, until you realize that it is sucking your energy dry. Or you may feel, I guess, you may feel tempted to do that. But I feel most of you will either choose to walk away from it later in the week or avert it altogether by choosing to focus on yourself and kind of like isolating yourself from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Scorpios are the best at this. Like, Scorpio, if you get really irritated with a situation, you know, you just kind of ghost. Go get lost in the woods, right? Like, totally cut everything off. You know, and air signs and Aquarius, we get a bad name for doing that, but I think that Scorpio is probably the best at it, because when you feel like overwhelmed or misunderstood, it just triggers you. It irritates the shit out of you, and that's when you bring out the stinger. But that's also when you're in your lowest vibrating self, because if you're in your highest vibrating self, which is the Phoenix, not the Scorpio, you don't need to sting. You just need to walk away and stay in tune with your divine purpose. And understand that it's just a mirror. Okay? Be the Phoenix. So, yes. Now, I know a lot of Scorpios. And one of my best friends is a Scorpio, and I could tell you I've seen him as the Scorpion and I've seen him as the Phoenix. Scorpio, it's not a good look on you when you are being the Scorpion, when you're biting back, when you're hurting other people. It is, one, to the opposite of your evolution, and two, it's just not a good look on you. Now, when you're in your Phoenix stage, you're the most well sought after, beautiful energies that you can have. Yeah. So your choice, you know. So you could be dealing with Pisces, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Aries, Leo, Sag. Yeah. So those are the predominant zodiac. Those are the predominant zodiac signs I see. Keep in mind, though, it can be any zodiac sign. All right. Yes. And wishing you the best. Okay. So, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you have the Seven of Cups. I can hear my dog sniffing at my door and like scratching it because she wants in. I might let her in a minute. This is like a side note. My dog is like, the older she gets, the more of a baby she becomes. Like, she's so if, you know, if I'm home, which is all the time right now for obvious reasons, she has to be like right next to me all the time. And I just love her so, so much. Like, I just love dogs. They're just like the best. But yes, she's like always needs to be next to me. It's funny. All right, Seven of Cups. Sagittarius, Seven of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Cups. All right, so there's some emotional confusion to start the week, but I think that you're going to stay grounded in yourself and trust, and that's what you're being asked to do. And honestly, there is a beautiful energy coming through here towards the end of the week in particular, but time is malleable, where there's a chance to really connect with a soulmate energy, whether that could be a soulmate that you're dealing with, or somebody that you feel a very strong pull towards, or some sort of partnership being highlighted this week. So choices is the Knight of Swords. I'm sorry, Seven of Cups is the Knight of Swords. Hey, while I'm pulling these cards, y'all, I got 254 people in here and only 50% of you gave me a like. Can you just quickly click out and give me a like real quick? That would be super awesome. You know, because if you're watching me, whether you like it or not, you should just give me a like-sies. All right. Oh my gosh, you got the Two of Cups again, Sagittarius. Okay, cool. The likes are going way up. Awesome. You guys rock. So you have the Two of Cups out twice, and then your own card, Temperance, in the upright. Awesome. Then the Knight of Pentacles. So what looks to be quite a bleak energy is rapidly transforming. Well, actually, I shouldn't say rapidly. It's slowly evolving. Okay. So you may see it, you may not, but I feel like there is, I have the song, you need to know when to hold them, you need to know when to fold them, running through my mind right now. I feel like either in the recent past or beginning this week, there's a choice to, like you're feeling a lot of emotions, but you're not going to communicate it. Maybe you went back and forth on whether you're going to talk about it or not, or whether you should talk about whatever it is that's going on emotionally. But I think the decision that you're ultimately going to come to is that it's not worth it, or you just rather not. You just rather not. And why? Well, because you're trusting in the fact that you need to balance your own health and emotions and well-being. And if you, I guess if you, I think this is your stance, that if you perpetuate this darkness by continuing to talk about it, or talk to a person that creates that in you, it's only ever going to create more of that. So the stance that is being taken here, Sagittarius, or needs to be taken, is that of self-love and getting reconnected. And I was going to say that earlier, that sometimes the Two of Cups has nothing to do with someone else. It is loving ourselves. So that could very well be the case. For others of you, by doing, loving yourself and trusting the universe to bring you what's in your highest good, you pull into you a soulmate energy, someone that wants to partner with you, someone that's being supportive. Or if you have a person in your life and they weren't in that energy, they may be changing their energy this week to match yours on a higher vibrating level and give you that partnership there. Give you that support. There's definitely a new beginning here. But like I said, this is not like fast, quick energy. This is like slow progressions, slow changes. So, you know, it may feel like a snail's pace right now, especially for you, Sagittarius, because you kind of like things to be like, you know, you like fast, right? You're Saggy. And this is more of like kind of a mundane type of plug away energy, right? But there is definitely progress here, okay? There's almost like a switch from a very serious energy to a more light and playful energy towards the end of the week, okay? It's also a sense of like reconnecting with your inner child, or some of you, your children, if you have children. And that's kind of what's keeping you grounded, right? Um, this is also a fixed energy. You're not a fixed sign, but I think this week you will behave like one, and that it's like you can't really budge a fixed energy once they have their mind set on something and they feel they know what's right for them or what's good for them. They'll keep plugging away at it again and again and again. And Sagittarius, in the past energy, you've had a little bit of trouble with consistency, sticking with things, right? Because just by your very nature of being a Sagittarius, it's easy for you to get fired up, to put all your energy into something and then quickly burn out. Where I think that you're learning now to kind of slow that energy down, or you're being asked to look at that so that you can be more consistent with your goals, with whatever you set for yourself, and not burn out so easily. Okay. And some of you also may have been giving your emotions to a situation that was just emotionally, absolutely draining you. And there's nothing left to be said really in that situation, if that was the case. Because it's like the focus shifts, right? And the energy gets so much lighter. It's really nice. So you should have a pretty good week as far as how you feel about yourself, which is all that really matters at the end of the day, is how we feel about ourselves. Yes, that's a fact. If we hate ourselves, we walk around hating everyone else, because it's only ever an internal job. You love yourself, then you go around loving other people, seeing the best in them. You confirm your own reality every day. It's just, what reality are you telling yourself? So that inner narrative, right? So, could be dealing with Earth, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, or water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius. Small chance of air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Sorry, my voice is like in and out, guys. I need some tea. It's for my allergies. And last night we had a fire outside. Oh, I love a good summer fire. Well, it's spring. But at the same time, it was like really smoky. And it's like my hair stunk this morning. I had to wash my hair first thing this morning. Like, it just sticks to you. It sticks to your nasal passages. So, sorry if I sound a little nasally. I mean, I always sound nasally because I'm from the Midwest, and like everybody from the Midwest sounds like this. Okay. I actually didn't know that until I moved out of the Midwest to the South, and people are like, "You talk funny," and I was like, "I'm the one that talks funny. You talk funny." Just kidding. But for real, people commented about my accent and the way that I talk a lot when I moved down to the South. I felt like a foreigner, even though I was a U.S. citizen, It's just like, I didn't realize that my speech was so different from theirs down here. So. What are you going to do? All right. Capricorn. Nine of Wands. Ace of Swords. Woo. The Hierophant, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So Capricorn, Nine of Wands, Ace of Swords, the Hierophant, Queen of Pentacles. So you're determined to get a victory this week, okay? You're determined to get a win, I think. And the Hierophant is a very determined type of energy. It speaks about needing to take higher guidance, or you may be asked to seek guidance, or you may be giving guidance, something to do with that. And also feeling comfortable with your surroundings, feeling comfortable with where you're at, because the Queen of Pentacles is your energy. And this is feeling connected, okay, to your higher principles, right? And I feel like if you needed a win, you're probably going to get a win this week, okay? And it makes you feel good, like because you followed your highest good or your highest principles, or you felt you were right. You may see that being presented to you in your own reality this upcoming week. There's definitely blessings to be counted this week and some comfort here, okay? So if you'd been feeling constantly challenged in your head, fear-based mentality, this week you're going to see the truth, and feeling a little bit more comfortable in the energy than you have been, okay? Woo! So, yeah. So yeah, the High Priestess, the Nine of Cups. Oh, sorry, the Seven of Cups. The Knight of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles. I did not mean to do like 9 card spreads, but somehow I ended up here. I don't know. The Three of Cups, the Star card, the Ten of Wands. And then I'm going to put this to the side. Five of Cups, Knight of Swords. Okay. So, I feel like Capricorn, there's this energy of like stagnancy. And I think this is the recent past or coming into the beginning of the week, where it's like you felt like a lot of challenging type of thoughts or thinking or energy are really being sucked into the worst case scenario type of energy here. But then there's like absolute clarity coming here, and definitely a reason to step out of your brain, celebrate. It's like reconciling your thoughts with your intuition and seeing that your intuition correctly. That doesn't mean you were correct. That means you're going to see things correctly this upcoming week, okay? Because sometimes our brain plays tricks on ourselves, and I feel like that was what was happening here in the past energy. For some of you, the present energy. And then this week, it's like your intuition and the truth line up, Yes, and I think if there's been some emotional confusion here, in particular with a Taurus or Aquarius, that will be healed this upcoming week. All right. But it can be any zodiac sign. There's just a sense of like, on an emotional level, it's almost like questioning whether you are in the right or not, I feel. And like doing a bit of further research here and coming to some conclusions this week, and then that energy healing and kind of closing out. And then you might get in your own damn head again. Capricorn, geez Louise. Because then here you are at the end of the week, really not communicating, but feeling some heaviness in your energy, but trying to stay focused on the task at hand and what you can control. So it's like, okay, like who else felt this? Aries, Gemini, Scorpio also had this energy of like up and down and up and down. And this is not surprising considering the stance of the collective energy. But I get a sense of that, like being confused, feeling challenged. And then it's like, I got it, or like, I know what I'm talking about here. And then feeling confused again. And I heard racing thoughts. Might have some racing thoughts here. It's like you're questioning yourself. Okay, so if that's what you're feeling, then I also want you to go to Libra's reading and check out their message, because that's kind of what that message was about. Was like, if your truth is so solid, no one could make you question it, right? Like if you believe what you believe, you believe. Say I believe in gravity. Okay, gravity to me in my brain is real. You know, and then someone comes to me and they say gravity is but an illusion, blah 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 blah. Now, I wouldn't even question that. I would just laugh that person off and be like, okay, crazy, and then go about my way, because I'm firm in the belief that gravity is real. Get it? Like, but say I wasn't really certain. Say I talked a big game, but underneath it all, I wasn't really sure if I was right or not. And then somebody came up to me and questioned the same thing. I might walk away with like, well, damn, I got to do more research. Maybe there's something correct to what they're saying. Let me look a little bit further into this, because I wasn't absolute in what my truth was. So that's a dumb, mundane example, but that's what I feel is going on, Capricorn. It's like is made to feel to question yourself. I hope that made sense. That could be why you need to seek guidance this week or advice, because emotionally you may not be able to objectively take yourself out of the situation to see it from a higher level. And so it may be helpful to get like outsider's perspective, someone you trust, obviously, to see the situation for what it is. Yes. So seriously, if you're dealing with Scorpio, Libra, Gemini, Aries, you might want to go listen to all of their readings, similar. But yeah, I think that a lot of you don't. You may change up your stance because you don't want to have to swallow your pride. Okay. Now, you could be dealing with someone that confuses you emotionally, mentally, lots of mind games, or you always try to see like what is this person's underlying motive here. You really don't trust, I think, this energy, this person, and it's almost like you're searching for the flaw to validate your opinion on this situation, on this person. Which, if you look for evidence of your own fears, you will always find what you're looking for. Does that make it the truth? No. Does it make it the truth to you based on your perception? Yes. Some of these concepts, not all of you are going to understand. But I feel for those that this is for, you will understand it. But I do, so be careful what you're looking for, because you just might find it. But is that the actual truth, or is that what you wanted to see in that person? I guess like that's the part you need to weigh out here. If it's a person you're dealing with and this isn't your energy. Vice versa, they could be looking for the fault in you. Same energy. Doesn't matter. But I just feel like what your advice is to, you know, I don't know how else to say this. It's always the loudest person that has the biggest opinion that is the farthest from the truth. So that's not the truth. So I guess take a back seat this week, somewhat. Like, be observatory in your energy. Seek counsel or advice that you trust. And if you're right, you will see the outcome of that without having to manipulate or go back to anything. The truth will always prevail. So don't like bog your energy down, get all stuck in your head, let someone play with your emotions, you know, because that's not going to help to push the energy in a positive way. In fact, I think you really shouldn't do anything, to be honest with you. I mean, not do anything, but I mean, you should really just leave it alone. Just leave it the hell alone and focus on things that are in your highest good, that you can control, that bring you comfort, that bring you peace of mind this week. Okay, could be dealing with Aquarius, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Libra, Gemini. Or fire is the prominent zodiac signs I see here. Am I doing on time? Damn it, I really thought I was going fast today, but apparently not. I was like almost 2 hours in. Oh. Okay. Aquarius. Aquarius, you have Temperance here. The Knight of Cups. Thank you for the $20, Boo. I called you Boo because you always call me Boo. Thank you, Carmen. Appreciate that. Although I'll say it a million times. You don't have to give me super chats, okay? All right. And then abundance here. So this is good energy, Aquarius. Peace, spirituality, and abundance. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So Aquarius, I mean, essentially, if you keep the peace and you stay connected to your spiritual self, you're going to be A-okay this week. You know, abundantly, you're going to draw that back to you via law of attraction. I mean, it really is just quite that simple. So I think that you're in this place where you don't really want anything but peaceful energy here. You know, I think you're trying to keep your moods in check this week, okay? Especially if you've been a little temperamental last week. I could tell you myself, as an Aquarius, I was very temperamental these past few days. But I kind of released that energy on Saturday, so I see some of you are going to do the same. Yup, and then there's Judgment here. The Four of Swords, yeah. The Page of Swords in the reverse. Six of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Okay, so Aquarius. Oh, I don't want that. I do want it. I just wanted to know what the Ten of Wands was real quick. All right, so Aquarius. It's the Knight of Cups, okay. Here you are, freeing yourself from what? Judgment. Now, how can one free themselves from being judged? You can't. What you can free yourself from is caring whether or not you're judged. That's the piece that is part of your free will. So some of you have released that care, okay? You released those F's. You know what I'm saying? It's just feeling... It's like anybody that is going to bring a judgment to you this week, you'll see it from both perspectives, but at the end of the day, you're going to choose the most peaceful resolution that you can this week, because I don't think that you want to entertain conflict in any way, shape, or form. Also, I think it'll be really evident this week in yourself as to your judgment of others based on how you judge yourself. Okay, so again, this is bringing to light the way in which you feel about yourself and how you perceive other people because of that. Okay, so that's going to be brought to light as well and released, I feel like, this upcoming week. There's a sense of wanting rest, peace, quiet. You know, you may want to get away from the drama, crowds. I mean, this would be a good time to get away from crowds. You know what I'm saying? Um, just not wanting to be part of the crowd. That's what it is, Aquarius. You don't really want to follow the masses this week. You don't want to follow people into their own hysteria or their own conflicts. It's almost this energy of being like, I am going to go put myself in a timeout and you guys can hash it out later, you know? Like you don't, not looking to entertain that energy at this point in time. Over the Ace of Pentacles was the Page of Swords. In this deck, it is the Scribe. There might be an opportunity here for you to learn something new. All right. And I feel like what you're learning here is that your response to other people's energy is a direct reflection of what you're receiving back. But I also think there's a possibility to learn more about, emotionally speaking, what makes you feel heavy and what makes you feel light. Because I think there's an abundance of opportunities here to grow yourself as far as like your intelligence. But I think most importantly, there's an opportunity to grow yourself on an emotional level. Some of you may be thinking about like writing something about like how to deal with emotional heaviness or depression or something, which is interesting because I literally recently made a video on that on my other tarot channel about depression. But some of you may have learned from your own experience of heaviness and how you dealt with it and how you may have compartmentalized it. And now you're in a space to teach it, like how you overcame it or like how you processed it. Like, or you may be trying to teach yourself how to do that so you can find inner peace. Right? Because it gets heavy when the energy is always so damn heavy all the time. And I know Aquarius over this past year, especially in 2019, it was all about emotional growth. Okay, and 2020 is like this point where you kind of come to peace with yourself or that situation, and what you've gained out of it you see this year as a silver lining to be able to either learn more about that in yourself or teach that to other people based on what you went through. And that's kind of the purpose of all of us as soulful beings, is to go through things, learn from them, grow from them, and then share our ideas with each other for those that maybe haven't gotten there yet. And Aquarius is a futuristic, humanitarianistic sign. So that's literally what your spiritual path talks about just by nature of being an Aquarius sun sign, right? So that's kind of what I feel here. Laying things to rest, releasing yourself from prior judgments. If you had put judgment on yourself, felt guilty about things you did, you said, you're freeing yourself from that as well. Seeing yourself as a fallible person and forgiving yourself for making those choices. This brings you into a really spiritual energy this week, one where you can rest a bit easy, where you're not being led to follow the crowd or to incite conflict. It's a really nice energy. And then taking that and making something creative out of it, a creative idea. Writing will be very therapeutic for you, Aquarius, if you don't already do it. And or reading, learning something new. Open up them old books, take a break from the Facebook and get you a real book, And it will open up your perspectives this week. Okay. So I think this is kind of leaving emotional heaviness. If you had been feeling that, it's kind of just, it's no longer like ignoring it or subduing it. It's like you went through the journey and now you're just genuinely starting fresh. It's not like there's healthy ways of coping and there's unhealthy ways of coping. I feel that this is having actually dealt with it and coming to a resolution that's healthy, that allows you to move forward. So another high level message here. If you had a dynamic in your life or another person that you were dealing with, Aquarius, that always made you feel judged, always whatever you said, they had the opposite reaction to, or like if you had an idea, they always have to challenge that idea. That's going to be laid to rest this week. Because you see that this person, their only goal is for attention. Like that's how they seek validation of themselves, or it's just like attention seeking behavior. So you will see it for what it is this week, and instead you may choose to write about it. Kind of let it go. Like you're quietly overcoming the need to fuel that situation anymore. Some of the best love songs on earth were written by people who went through really emotionally challenging situations. Or, it doesn't even have to be love, but think about like the best books ever written, the best songs ever written, the best ideas that have ever come about usually come from a dark place to begin with, right? And it's only after you separated yourself from that energy that you could truly learn from it. Yeah. So this could be Knight of Cups energy twice. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Libra. Could be Leo, could be Aries. Your Gemini are the primary zodiac signs I'm seeing. I'm not singing today. Sorry, guys. I can't make myself sing. It's like either a song comes to me or not. But I will say I've had a really dark song in my head. It's by Jessie Reyez and Eminem, and it's called Coffin. I love Jessie Reyez. She has really, really dark music. But at the same time, she's so creative and unique, and I like her voice. But I've had that song in my head, and it's been on repeat for like 5 or 6 days, because anytime I find a new song, I also replay it like 1,500 times. Like I obsess over a new song. And so I played it so many times it got stuck in my head. But the lyrics are, you make me wanna jump off a roof, 'cause I love you to death, just like a fool. You make me wanna jump off a roof, 'cause I love you to death, just like a fool. A fool. Yeah. There you go. I sung for you. It's a good song though. And if you follow me on my Facebook, sorry Pisces, I'm gonna get to you in a minute. Okay. If you follow me on my Facebook, Tarot Time with Dana, I asked all of you to share your favorite songs with me, and you guys were awesome. I got like 47 or so songs, and a lot of them I'd never heard of before. So I always love to find new music. I hate listening to the radio because it's the same 20 songs over and over and over and over again. So I always go on YouTube and I just like Google random music or Spotify. But you guys gave me a whole new playlist this weekend, and I was like So grateful for that. Thank you for sharing if you shared with me over there. If not, you can still go over there and share with me your favorite song. All right, Pisces. Five of Swords, the Sun, and then the Five of Wands. Goodness gracious. We'll hop on the boat with Aries, Gemini, Scorpio, and whoever else, Capricorn, because you're also going to go on the roller coaster ride this week. I don't know if y'all are connected or what, but this is up and down and up. So it's like there's a sense of feeling at a loss, okay? And then there's also, in turn, a sense of feeling happy, connected. And then at the same time, there's also a sense of feeling challenged or tested. So it's a whole barrage of emotions here, Pisces, that you're tapping into this week. So let's see. Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. Here you are, the Moon. Oh, okay. Some of you fear. First of all, let me tell you, the first thing wrong with this situation is there's fear involved, okay? So fear is an elusive energy. It's fearing unrealistic outcomes, okay? I think some of you fear losing your ability to be independent and kind of do and go about life the way that you want to, or you perceive that you've lost that for whatever reason. It could have you really deep into your emotions, kind of reflecting on your emotional self, honestly. And then there's another piece of you or another part of the week where there's movement forward. You're reconnecting with your inner child or your children, if you have children, a Leo for some of you. And then there's movement into seeing the higher perspective. Kind of, it's like being very low vibrational at the beginning of the week and then elevating to where you can see the silliness of it. You know, it's like when we get sad over things that we know aren't good for us anyways. Like, why are you sad over that? You know, and getting that elevated bird's eye view to see how silly that fear is, or that emotion is, or that perception is, Pisces. So I feel like there'll be, yeah, kind of that third bird's eye view there come the middle of the week in particular, where you're able to see above that, beyond that. You know, I say this all the time too, like people be crying over losing relationships that have made them miserable. What are you sad for? You know, it was for your highest good that it didn't work out because it was making you miserable. But yet still feeling a sense of loss there. We're very complex human beings. We grieve over things that we know that aren't good for us because we have a hard time releasing connections or love. But I feel like I give those examples because this is something, whether it's regarding love or career or whatever this is for you, that you perceive as a loss that's not a loss. Okay, it needed to change. It forced you to see yourself truthfully from an emotional perspective, or that's what it's doing this week. And I think you are going to get that high level perspective over it. Then you may be presented some challenges as well. Okay, the Seven of Swords is here. I don't like that. So I feel like you know, there's some challenging energy as far as like how to move forward. I get like a sense of like, should I give up hope? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why I felt drawn to say yeah. Some of you, the only thing that keeps you stuck is like somehow hoping for a situation or a person that's no good for you to reconnect with you. And so should you give up that energy of hope? I would usually never say give up hope, but in this situation, yes. Because even if that energy does come back into your life, it's only going to create the same damn emotional turmoil that it's already created inside of you before. And that waiting energy, that hoping energy is keeping you stuck from truly being happy, honestly. Now, not everyone's waiting for someone to come back. For others of you, it's getting clarity on areas of your life where you've lied to yourself a bit. Maybe where you wanted to see things that, because you wanted to see things that way. You know, this is getting absolute clarity over that this week. Okay, so I think whatever this fear of loss is here, it is not that it's not real to you. It probably feels very real to you, but it is not the actual big picture truth, because there's happiness here, there's movement forward here. Yeah, there's challenges, but I think also these challenges are forcing you to see the truth in places of your life where you may have been lied to or lied to yourself about, and the truth will set you free. If you've been dealing with someone that has been deceptive towards you, especially if it's fire or earth, you may get the truth this week. I don't know how to explain this energy, but sometimes the truth hurts, you know? And I can relate to you, Pisces. All right, so my Lilith is in Pisces. But sometimes we have really strong connections with people, or we've told ourselves something over and over again that it's become truth to us, you know, and then when the real truth breaks through that illusion, it can be devastating, you know, and it could be hard to fathom, like, wow, that person was really like this the whole time, or like, how did I not see that? Or, you know, it could feel uncomfortable. And sometimes our ego wants to shut down and be like, no, 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 that's not the truth. That's not the truth. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. You know, that's the reality. But also, it's the way you perceive it. It is setting you free so that you can have, you know, genuine happiness here, and so that you can feel on top of the world again. And so it pushes you to grow yourself in a lot of different ways, especially encouraging emotional independence. Emotional independence. That means not feeling reliant on other people to make you feel a certain way other than yourself. That could be hard for water signs in particular, but that's what I feel here. So gonna get some clarity this week. Man, these were deep readings. I expected nothing less. So could be dealing with a Leo or another Pisces, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Okay. So that's what I have for you guys. I appreciate you so much and stuffs and what have yous and whatnots. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I really appreciate all of the support and the love, and I'm going to continue to do videos on my other YouTube and now Deep Thoughts with Dana, because for me personally, not all of us are stuck in our home, right? So everybody's in different circumstances right now within the places that are being impacted. Some of us are laid off. Some of us are at home full time but working. Some of us are stuck in small homes with tons of people. Some of us have big homes all alone. You know, lots of different circumstances going on for lots of different people. So what I want to encourage all of you is to have empathy for everyone in every special circumstance, especially those being affected directly. You know, be empathetic to that and put your own ego to the side for a moment to connect with the fact that your perspective may. And so that's my encouragement for all of you this week. But I post videos. I've been posting quite a bit on my other page, and they're just random, like 10-minute videos about how my day's going or what I'm thinking. Because I think it's important for us to stay connected to each other in whatever way that we can. And for me personally, I've been all over YouTube lately. And I love watching other people on YouTube just living their lives. I mean, just random videos of someone like, I don't know, getting ready for work. It just helps me to see other people and how they're doing. So even though my videos may seem a little all over the place, it's just to stay connected. And so I'll continue to kind of post over there about how I'm handling what's going on, and um, let me know if there's any like specific kind of videos that you want to see, as I do try to put videos out that you like. I recently put a video of a house tour, so if you're interested in seeing what my house looks like, I did a little house tour video a couple days ago. So you can check it out there if you're interested. I just bought this house last year, and I never dreamed in a million years I would own a home like this. So I thought I would share it with you guys because it's still new to me. But yeah, prior to this house, I lived in very small houses. Our house before this one was like 1,200 square feet. Um, and that was the biggest house we ever had before this one. So this house seems like a gigantic to me. But, you know, I thought I would share that with you guys. So something to distract your brain. And now I'm going to go outside because the sun is out and it's beautiful. And yes, check me out over there. And yes, I can do pick a song for the zodiac signs again. I'll probably do that again pretty soon. You guys liked those. So in the meantime, y'all, keep it nice, keep it respectful, loving you so, so much. And until next time, my friends, namaste. Bye.